Today, DUNDALKTV is with a gentleman that I had never met before, and we're on the bus stop and struck up a conversation, and I mentioned DUNDALKTV and talking about helping people and things of that nature. And Sylvester had told me, wow, I have a really nice story to talk about how my son was saved one night by a person that had called the police and got him some help during a snowstorm. So Sylvester, take it from there.
One night, late night, my wife and I were sitting up waiting for our son, and we was looking, and it so happened that we seen the paramedics and the police outside, and for some strange reason, something told me to walk over there and look. So when I walked over there and looked, ironically, it was my son that this gentleman here found laying in the snow. My son, unfortunately, was underage at the time and drinking with people that were of age, so he shouldn't have been, but he had. This man saved my son's life.
It was cold. It was very cold.
It was very cold because he was laying in the snow underneath a big bush. And this man remembered all of that.
And that was right down the street from your house. He was
right
only
there,
about
right
half
there.
a dozen houses away from your house.
Right down, yeah. Because that's why I said I came out the house, looked down the street, and was like. So when I came over there, closed my robe up, and came over and looked, I said, "Oh damn, that's my son," And like I said, I thank this man. I really do, because he saved my son's life that night.
Well, we were lucky. We were lucky that they were doing a drug bust that night, because I took my dog for a walk and I crossed Dundalk Avenue and I saw them going down to Turner Station, and I went down to record that. I actually did get a recording of that. So on the way down, I saw your son, as I had mentioned. I thought it was somebody that was homeless and actually under the influence, and I kicked their feet and they kind of just grumbled a little bit, and I said, okay, well, I'm gonna leave the person here now, see if they get up or whatever, move along, and they didn't. I went to and recorded the drug bust, and then I came back and then I kicked the feet again. The reason I kicked the feet, as I told you before, I had tried to help people out before, and you never know what somebody's going to do. Even though you might be being a good Samaritan and trying to help them, if they have a gun or a knife, they could be under the influence of something and they could shoot you, stab you, or something like that. So you have to be very careful. And I was telling you that I helped somebody out of a car that was on fire.
Right.
And I felt really good about that. And I got home and I said, what if that person would have had drugs in the car and they would have thought that I was trying to rob them of their drugs or something like that, or whatever. They weren't in the right state of mind, I don't believe. I can't prove that, but they were, well, they're caught on fire because they were driving on a flat tire, so they weren't doing so well that night. But at any rate, you have to, anybody that's out there helping people, I do a lot of safety tips too. Be very careful, be mindful that the person that you're trying to help may hurt you. So that's a big thing. But I couldn't be happier, and thank God that I was able to be there. Thank God that I was alerted.
I thank God for you too, most definitely.
Yes, and as I told you, your son.
And it's ironic that we would meet standing here talking.
And your
actually, my son now.
Yes.
He is 24 years old and he's in the Army.
Great.
He's in Oklahoma doing good for himself.
And your son's name?
Malachi.
Malachi. Okay.
Malachi. It's from the last book of the Old Testament.
Oh, how nice.
Yeah. So our son is doing good now. I don't believe he drinks no more after that night, so everything is good with him from now on. Like I said, I truly thank you, most definitely, because no telling what happened. We ended up taking him to the hospital. He did have hypothermia, so everything was good.